What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. We're back here at the Iron Pit Gym in Bloomington, Indiana. Today I'm going to take you guys through a chest and tricep focused workout with a little bit of biceps at the end. And I think I'm going to go around and ask a couple of people in here some questions that I think are important for beginners in the gym to hear. Okay, I'm here with, introduce yourself?
T.
Okay, T. I have a couple questions for you. Something I feel like a lot of people just starting in the gym struggle with is they either feel really insecure about coming to the gym or they feel really intimidated about coming to the gym. I know for me personally, I struggled a lot with feeling very insecure when I first started in the gym, and that's still something that I struggle with sometimes to this day. First question, what is one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting in the gym?
Yeah, for sure. I struggle with that same thing. I just started going to the gym about a year ago, and I still struggle with it somewhat. But I think the biggest thing is most of the time the thoughts are your own. You're depriving yourself, and it's usually you're just your own thoughts that are working against you. 99% of the time, a lot of the guys here and girls are super nice, and if you have any questions, just go talk to them, and they'll be more than happy to show you a workout or two.
I think that's a great piece of advice. Second question, it ties into that a little bit. What would you say to someone who either feels insecure for whatever reason, whether it's their appearance or if they feel like they might be doing an exercise wrong and they feel like people are judging them for it? What would you say to someone that either feels insecure because of that or feels intimidated to come into the gym?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the best thing a person can do is just you got to work it out, internally. Again, most of the time it's your own thoughts that are working against you, and so you just got to fight those demons and just um, find your own motivation to come to the gym. Um, Again, 99% of the time, a lot of the people don't even know who you are. They don't really care what you're doing, and if anything, if you're doing something wrong, they'll even try to help you. So um, I think it's a lot about working on yourself and working what's up here, being mentally strong.
I really appreciate you answering these questions. I'll let you get back to your workout. I don't want to make you lose your pump, but I appreciate the answers. I'm going to do a really quick warm up, but to be honest, I don't really feel like doing a warm up, so it's going to be super quick. So every time I hit chest, I warm up my shoulders. So I just did a bunch of rotator cuff exercises just to warm them up. But I also will warm up my upper back because when you're doing any sort of pressing movement for your chest, like a bench press or any sort of bench press variation, you really want that stable platform that you're pressing off of, which is your back, to be strong and to be warmed up. So what I'm doing here with the band, pulling it apart like that, is warming up my upper back so that when I go into the chest movements, my upper back can be tight so I have a solid platform to press from. What's your name? Introduce yourself.
Trey.
Okay, Trey. Two questions for you. The first question is, I think a lot of people that are just starting in the gym struggle with either insecurity or feeling intimidated when they come in here. I know for me personally, I struggled with that in the beginning. What's one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting in here?
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's pretty cliche, but just don't care about what other people think because everybody wants you to succeed and everybody in here is willing to help you. And the biggest guys in the gym are the ones who will help you the most.
That's my goal with this. I want to talk to a bunch of people in here, show that actually the gym community is actually one of the most supportive and one of the kindest communities you can be a part of.
Like I said, the biggest guys, I've had to ask for a spot before, and I was nervous when I first started, but they helped me get to where I am today, teach me everything I know. So they were the biggest mentors in my life, so they helped a lot.
Second question, it ties into this, and your answer is probably going to be very similar. If someone feels either insecure maybe about their appearance, or if they feel like people are judging them for doing exercises wrong, if they feel insecure for those reasons, or they feel intimidated, like they come in here and they see all the really big guys in here and they feel intimidated, what would you say to someone that feels one of those two ways.
Just keep doing what you're doing. If you're doing it wrong, I mean, everybody does everything wrong at first. Someone will either tell you what you're doing wrong or you'll learn yourself. But it's good to start and just keep going and not care about what anybody thinks.
How often when you're in here, especially when you first started, were you going up to people that were a lot bigger than you and asking them for advice or asking them for help?
See, I never really did either because I was kind of scared. I didn't know, and it intimidated me when I first started. But I wish people would ask me if they were in that position because I'd gladly answer because I know I felt the same way as they did.
I was in the exact same boat, and then over time lifting here, I got to know a bunch of the really big guys,
Yeah.
and it turns out that they're actually like the nicest, most supportive people you can
They
meet.
really are. They really are. So just ask, don't be scared, and just don't care about what other people think.
I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
No worries.
What's your name? Introduce yourself.
Steven.
It's nice to meet you. Okay, something that I think a lot of people that are just starting in the gym struggle with, it's something that I personally struggled with, was feeling very insecure and intimidated to come in here. So the first question is, what's one piece of advice, anything that you can say, whatever you want, what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone just starting?
I would say you're going to the gym for yourself and nobody else, so you're lifting against your past self, or even if you're not lifting, and it doesn't matter how much you do when you get in here as long as you just get yourself in here. So that's the biggest part, is getting in here, and then once you're here, you know, whether it be cardio or you're hitting stones, just getting in here is the biggest part.
I appreciate it. The second question, it ties into that. If someone either feels insecure to come into the gym or feels intimidated for whatever reason, what's something that you would say to them to encourage them to come in here and just start?
Nobody's gonna do it for you, and the reasons that you feel bad for not going to the gym are just gonna be there if you don't go. And a lot of people are intimidated, especially when they come into a gym like this, where there's, you know, really strong guys, but everyone's just trying to get strong in here. So you come in, you know, ask someone for advice, that'd help. Don't injure yourself. Most people are kind and they're more than happy to lend you advice. So.
That's something that I learned over time of lifting in here, because like I said, I struggled with this in the beginning, but over the course of lifting in here, I got to know some of the bigger guys that maybe people might find intimidating, and they are actually like some of the nicest and most supportive people you can get to know.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys are they're the people who work the hardest to get where they're at.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they understand the grind, and they're more than happy to get you in here and get started. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
appreciate it.
I'm starting with this chest exercise because it really isolates your chest, and I get a really good mind-muscle connection on this exercise specifically. So I'll start with a light weight in the first set and do higher reps, probably like 20 reps, maybe even like 30, depending on how I feel. Just get a lot of blood into my chest and really feel that mind-muscle connection. And I'll probably do 3 sets here, going up in weight each set and going down in reps. My last set will probably be about 10 reps. I'm like, I need caffeine, that's what it is. Actually, okay, I'll just talk about like my answers to the questions. So, what is one piece of advice I would give to someone just starting in the gym? And it doesn't even have to be the gym. It could be any form of exercise. The piece of advice that I would give to you is find the exercise that you enjoy doing and do that. So if that's lifting in the gym, then do that. If it's biking, do that. If it's running, do that. Whatever it is that you enjoy, at least start with that, because if you start with something you enjoy, it's much easier to be consistent and make it a habit. If you hate lifting weights and you force yourself to come in here and lift weights, eventually you're gonna lose the motivation and you're not gonna come in here anymore. If you enjoy what you're doing, you're much more likely to keep doing it even after you don't have the motivation anymore. The other thing I'll say about that is, once you start exercising, you'll probably realize all of the benefits that it gives you, both physically and mentally. and then you're more likely to want to add other forms of exercise into your routine as well. So start with something you enjoy and go from there. If you feel really insecure or intimidated about coming into the gym, which is something that I struggled with a lot when I first started, and it's something I still struggle with to this day, I would say there's a couple things. One, if you feel like people are judging you for the way you're working out or what you're doing in here, you shouldn't feel that way. Everyone in here is focused on their own workout and what they're doing. No one in here is watching what everyone else is doing and judging their form or judging the way that they're doing. Just focus on your workout. The other thing that we've talked about a lot is almost everyone in the gym is really nice and really supportive, and if you go up and ask them for advice, or if you ask them to spot you, or you ask them for any questions you might have, 95% of people in the gym are going to be more than happy to answer your questions. I'll also say that most people that are in here, and at least in here seriously, love to talk about the gym and love to talk about their diet. So if you have any questions about your workouts or your diet, most people in here will love to talk about it, and more than likely you're going to ask someone a question and they're going to give you an hour-long answer and you only wanted like a 3-minute answer. People love to talk about this stuff. People are super supportive in here. So if you feel insecure or intimidated about it, I would say don't worry about it. I understand where you're coming from because I felt the same way. But as I've gotten to know people in here, I've realized that almost everyone in here is super supportive. And if there's people in here that aren't supportive, they're not going to be people that last very long in the gym. Okay, let's go get that bench before someone else takes it. Okay, I'm going to do incline. I'm like not okay today. I don't know what just happened. I think I had a minor stroke, but we're going to do incline dumbbell presses here. Now we play everyone's favorite game of putting things down my pants. That was so much easier than the first time. That actually was easier than the last time I did it. You've probably noticed by now, but I do a very similar pattern for every exercise that I do. I start out light with a warm-up set, and then each set after that I increase the weight. And sometimes I'll do a drop. Wow. I can't, I'm not okay. Sometimes I'll do a back off set or two where I drop the weight and do another set with lighter weight after I do the heavier set. This is my second set. I'm gonna go up probably one more time. So my third set will be the heaviest set, and then I'll do one back off set here. I'm gonna do one back off set here with lighter weight. I'm really focusing on form. I'm working on my technique here. A couple tips on form for really any sort of dumbbell bench, whether it's incline or flat, is you don't want your elbows to be flared out 90 degrees. That puts a lot of stress on your shoulders, and it also takes some of the tension off of your pecs and puts it more onto your shoulders. If you really want to isolate your chest, keep your elbows tucked just a little bit as you come down, come up, and squeeze the dumbbells together at the top. That was way harder to say than it should have been. I'm not consciously locking my elbows out, but I'm not stopping like halfway up either. really at the top, all locking your elbows out is going to do is activate your triceps more. This is a chest and tricep workout, so it's not the end of the world, but I'm not consciously thinking about it one way or the other. So your question was, am I resting my head flat on the bench or am I lifting it up?
Yeah.
Ideally, you would rest your head flat on the bench. I was looking in the mirror in front of me just to watch my form. If you have mirrors, use them. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. It might not be like the best thing for your neck, but it does allow you to correct your form in the mirror as you're doing the exercise.
Holy shit, you guys got the same hat. That's fire.
No, but same brand though.
I got black sheep, that's fire.
I got the cat.
I appreciate it. I spent way too much money on these hats. Don't even get me started.
I need to get a truck. Good luck.
Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. So,
This YouTube?
yeah. So I have a
go.
YouTube channel. I've lost a little over 100 pounds. I'm documenting my journey. But I'm in here.
Fuck yeah.
I've talked to a few other people in here. Something that a lot of people that are just starting in the gym struggle with is they either feel really insecure
Right.
or they feel intimidated to come in here.
100%. Especially this gym.
Yeah, so let's take the mic off and I'll interview you guys. So being insecure and intimidated is something that I struggled with a lot when I first started in the gym. 2 questions for both of you. You can each answer. I'll pick you first. I like you a little more than him. No, but he's a little bigger, so you know.
I was gonna say it's 'cause I'm more shredded.
No. No. So two questions. The first is, what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone just starting in the gym? And the second is going to be, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone that feels insecure or intimidated about coming in here? So first piece of advice.
Okay, well, to both people, I would probably say just come in here and focus on yourself because that's what everyone else is doing. Nobody's looking at you weird at all. And if they are, it's because you're doing something wrong and they'll probably come help you with it. So, and then to someone who's intimidated, I would say you got to start somewhere. So just do it, get over that fear, and then after a week, you'll be good.
I appreciate it. I'm going to improvise here. One more question.
Sure.
What is something that the gym has helped you with that maybe most people don't think about? Like everyone knows it'll help you physically, like you feel better, you look better. What's something that has helped you with that most people don't think about?
I would say, well, it's obviously physically better, but mentally, as you said, confidence, it goes through the roof. I mean, you don't feel better than other people necessarily, but you feel almost independent and confident in your differences. It sounds cliche, but it's real.
I like your answers. Hopefully he has better ones. I'm going to stand in the middle now. Okay, first question, one piece of advice you'd give to someone just starting in the gym.
Honestly, I would say don't get caught up into ego lifting. It's a huge thing, especially when you're first starting out. Maybe your form isn't the best. You don't want to go too heavy and risk injuring yourself. That's what I've done, and I'm sure a lot of other people too have done that. And to your second question, someone who may be insecure in the gym, I would say we're all going for the same thing. We all want to better ourselves, and honestly, just talk to people. If you have any questions, go up to someone and ask something. I mean, chances are they're going to want to help you out. So,
Third question, same one I asked him. What's something that the gym has helped you with that maybe most people wouldn't think of?
it's an escape. It's something I look forward to every day. When I'm in class and I'm bored, I think about the gym, I get hyped. Like, it's just something that, it's an escape from reality, something that you focus on, something you do yourself, something that keeps you driven every day, you know?
I appreciate it. I appreciate you too. What's your guys' names?
My name's Carter. Hey,
Nice to meet you.
congrats on the 100,
Nice to
bro.
meet you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It's so huge. It's awesome.
Okay, so first thing, introduce yourself. What's your name?
My name is Thomas.
Thomas, 2 questions for you. First is, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting in the gym?
One piece of advice I would give is probably just stay consistent and don't be afraid to ask questions, because it's a lot more supportive than you think. It's very intimidating, but if you're willing to ask questions and get help, people will help you.
Second question, this kind of ties into what you just said. If someone feels insecure or intimidated about coming in here, I know that I struggled with that personally when I first started, and it's really easy to come in here and see all the really big, strong guys in here and feel intimidated. What's something you would say to someone that feels that way to maybe encourage them to get in here?
I think it's just everybody starts somewhere. That's a very common answer, but everybody really does just start somewhere.
It's common for a reason, though, 'cause it's true.
It's common, yeah, it's true. Everybody starts somewhere, and just put your ego at the door, and then the strength will come, the physique changes will come. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'll let you get back to your workout.
Thanks, Sam.
We really picked a crowded spot to do this, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
It's fine. I'm just hanging out with my new gym best friends. Every time I turn around, you're in like a new spot, and it freaks me out. You're not a real gym bro.
I hate buds.
You're not a real gym bro. No.
My buds don't hate me. Say them.
I think you should get a wolf tattoo. You had a fat wolf on that arm.
Yeah, you should.
Then my arm got bigger and it just it ran away. You have any tats?
No.
No, why not? Scared?
Yeah, I'm terrified.
I
No,
actually am. That's
no, I really want one. I don't want to put something on my body that's going to be there forever unless like it has a lot of meaning to me. So I just haven't
But,
like trend for life. No, like
You are.
Something to do with your weight loss.
that. I want to do that. I'm not a creative person and I'm not an artistic person. So like,
You do like the 100 emoji, 100 pounds. It's kinda
yeah.
lame.
See, I've had people suggest that,
Like a scale. or
and then I never talk to them again. So. This is one of my favorite tricep exercises. I'm leaning against the machine with my back, so it takes all of the momentum out of it. And I'm crossing the cables. I'm bringing them down and slightly out to my sides. I'm not bringing them straight down to my sides. I'm bringing them at a slight angle, and that's gonna hit your triceps. Wow, I can't do it. Well, what is it about the camera that I just can't speak? Like, I can talk to people just fine, but like, I try talking to the camera and my brain doesn't work. Yeah, stop intimidating me, okay? I need you to leave. One thing about this exercise is I'm not going heavy. This is an isolation exercise, so I'm really squeezing my triceps at the bottom and feeling that contraction and then controlling it slowly on the way up, and I'm doing higher reps. So that last set I did like 20 reps. This set I'll probably do like 15 to 20 again. I hope this video I'm interviewing people, but I hope it also shows that you can just come in here and have fun and like talk to people, and there's no reason to be intimidated. Like, every single person I've interacted with in here has been super nice, super supportive, and I mean, everyone's in here for the same reason, just to get better, to improve their physical and their mental health. No one in here is gonna judge you or look down on you for wanting to improve yourself. Unless you're like filming a video and a very crowded gym late on a Friday night. So if you want to think about that for a second, or if you just want to go, shaky hands come out again.
Okay, I think I'm
Okay,
I
okay.
think I'll go with something. Hopefully it makes sense, but anyway.
Okay, really quickly, introduce yourself. What's your name?
Hello everyone, my name is Mason Sloan.
Mason, 2 questions for you. The first
Okay.
question is, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting in the gym?
The one piece of advice that I would share with anybody who's starting the gym is to ask for help. If you come across anything in the gym that looks new, that you don't have no plan, or you don't have a plan of attack or anything else, then it's important to ask, and you shouldn't be afraid to ask.
The second question, and it ties into what you just said, is what's something that you would tell someone that either feels insecure or intimidated coming in here?
This question hits home for me quite well because I had those thoughts years ago when I was a larger man, and so I look back and actually think to my time, and the one thing that kept me going is the actual fact that I yearned for change in myself, and that yearning was so strong that it pushed me to actually take one step in an actual gym, and since then my life has completely changed. And so once again, ask for help, make some friends, because I mean most folks here in the gym are actually nice, so you can make friends as well.
I agree with all of that. I was in the exact same position. I don't remember how much I've told you, but I've lost a little over 100 pounds. So when I first started in the gym, I was also much bigger, and I felt insecure about that. I think one other piece of advice I would give to people that maybe feel that way is everyone in here is focused on themselves and focused on their own workout. No one is watching someone else in the gym and judging them for how they look or what they're doing. They're 100% happy to answer any questions you have if you go up and ask them, but they're not standing there between their sets judging you or like thinking badly of you because maybe you're a heavier guy or because you're doing an exercise wrong.
Absolutely, no, you are right, and just make friends. It truly does come down to that. I mean, you'll actually find a lot of folks who walk inside of a gym are actually cool, are actually nice, are willing to help out, and so it just takes that one time for you to ask a question or just make a friend.
I'm going to improvise a little bit here. Third question.
Okay.
What is something that the gym has either taught you or helped you with that maybe most people wouldn't think of? Everyone knows like the physical health. What's something it's done for you that most people wouldn't think of?
The one thing that it's done for me, if I'm going to be truthful, it's helped me out in a number of ways, but the one thing that comes to mind is that the gym has kept me on a plan. And what I mean by plan, it has helped me to set goals, and because of that approach has been shared in my work life, in my school life, and so it's just that initial approach of trying to set a plan, set some goals, and then one after one, you'll actually get done with those goals.
I love these guys. These guys are my new best friends in here. You guys are great. Mason, I appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. That was great. That was really good.
Okay, I didn't know.
No, that was perfect. What's your name? Introduce yourself.
I'm Addison.
Addison. I have 2 questions for you. The first is, what is one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting in the gym?
It won't always be fun, but keep going and you'll eventually find it fun.
Second question, and it kind of ties into that. I think a lot of people that first start in the gym, and this is something I personally struggled with, is people feel either very insecure or very intimidated about coming in here. It's super easy. You come in here, you see all the really big, strong guys, you're intimidated, or maybe you feel like people are judging you or something. What's something you would say to someone that feels that way to encourage them to come in here?
Nobody's actually paying attention. Nobody cares. We're all in here to get better, so we respect each other.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Darkness all
That's it. First, introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Jeff.
Jeff, 2 questions for you. The first is, what is one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting in the gym?
Build consistency first. Making sure you're coming to the gym, making sure that you're just being consistent, even if it's only one exercise. It's only 10 minutes. You're building the muscle of consistency first, and that will lead to permanent gains in the future.
I like that piece of advice. The second question kind of relates to that. If someone feels either insecure or intimidated to come into the gym, what would you tell them to encourage them to come in here?
Well, we all started small. We all started weak. So you can't really worry about what other people think, but even if you are worried about it, know that every single person that's ever lifted weights was at one point a skinny dude looking in the mirror saying, I wish I was bigger.
Third question, I'm going to improvise here a little bit.
Oh no.
What is one thing that the gym has taught you that maybe most people wouldn't think of? Like, everyone knows the physical benefits, but what's something that the gym has done for you that a lot of people wouldn't think about?
Failure is okay. It's okay to fail. Sometimes that leads to greater gains.
I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you. I'll let you get back to your workout. Okay, that was our chest and arms workout. We interviewed some people. I think we got some really good answers. Some final closing thoughts. I think there were a couple of common themes among the people that we interviewed. One is that there's not really any reason to be insecure or intimidated. Either people in here are so focused on themselves that they're not paying attention to what you're doing, or most people in here are super supportive and super encouraging, and if you ask them questions, they're more than happy to give you advice and help you out. No one in here is judging you. I think that you should be comfortable going up to people and asking them questions. I hope that what I did today, going up to people and interviewing them, just shows that it's okay and it's actually encouraged to go up to people and ask them questions in the gym, especially if you don't have a camera following you around. If I can do it with the camera, you can do it in the middle of your workout. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you took something away from the video. If you have any questions about any of the exercises that we did, or if you want me to ask people other questions in the gym, leave those in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.